Hey everyone, welcome to a Good e-Reader comparison video. My name is Michael.
This is Peter.
We have here something very unique for you today. We have the Onyx Books Pro Max, and we have the Max Carta 2.
On the Onyx Books Max, the first generation, obviously you have no touchscreen layer. On the bottom, you have your power button, your 3.5mm headphone jack, your micro USB, your SD card, and your hard reset button. So the back is a nice plastic, but it does show a lot of fingerprints. You also have the little strap here for your stylus. So on the second gen, you have the touchscreen layer, so it's going to look a little bit different. You have the same strap on the side, same 4 buttons right here, the more, left, right, and the back button. On the bottom, you have a power button, microphone, which the last generation did not have, 3.5mm headphone jack, micro USB, micro HDMI for output, and you have a hard reset button. The rest of the casing is exactly the same.
Now, Peter mentioned that the HDMI, this actually will work as a secondary monitor. It'll either mirror what's happening on your laptop or computer or act as like an extended monitor. That's something that the previous generation did not have.
First generation stylus had this little lapel clip here. It also had a button for secondary actions and a button at the back for erasing. You have the nib as well, and there's no word on replaceable nibs for either of these two generations. The new pen, both of which are not powered by battery or anything, you don't need to charge these. They got rid of the secondary button. They now just have the nib and the button at the back for erasing. They also got rid of the clip, so it will kind of slide right through the holder.
There are some things that are different with these two devices, but more or less they are the same in terms of the UI and how recent ad shows the books and things like that. Books that you're in the process of reading, of course you have to use the stylus to like do that, but with the Pro you only have to use your fingers.
So looking at the top, you have most of the same things, but they're a little different. Like this is a black bar, this is white. The house has little people in it, this one doesn't. For refreshing the screen, you got to click the clock. I'm not really sure why they did that on both generations. It's not really intuitive that should refresh the screen, but it does. Clicking the top here, you drop down just like most Android devices. Oh, it's not touchscreen on this guy. So clicking the little circle will toggle between volume up and down and page turns for the physical buttons, much like this will. This turns on A2 mode. You have A2 mode on the previous generation as well. A2 mode just basically dilutes the image, makes it worse to make the device faster. You can do page turns with the stylus on both of these, of course. Physical touch layer on this one you can also tap, or you can use the physical page turn buttons on both of them because they have the same layout like that. So we're going to tap the center and look at the font options on both of these. They are very different. You can see this one's kind of struggling along here. There we go. They look very different. This one starts off with Chinese font faces. You can go to English font faces. There's 27 pages. We're not going to show you them all. There's ways to change the line spacing, the page margins, everything under one screen here. Everything is under many different screens on the Max 2. You can tap the center to bring up many different options, notes, appearance. You can click on notes. This will have all your bookmarks, rotation. These both have text-to-speech options, so you can highlight a word like so and box amount of text, and that will allow you to do highlights, copy, annotations, dictionaries, and text-to-speech. This brings a very interesting feature. It's going to be hard to show it on camera, but you can check out our full review video. If you click on this, it actually changes it into landscape mode, in which you can make notes on this side while reading on this side. So if you change a page and say, oh, this is the one that is very useful, you can put a note and you can star it. And then as you change pages, all of your previous notes will be held there. You can't actually edit any of the books on here. You can only edit PDFs and the note experience itself. So this doesn't have a touch layer, so you can be safe to rest your hand. This one does have a touch layer, but you can still rest your hand, so you're not gonna be in trouble in that regard. Erasing is very easy on the new device. The previous generation always had a little bit of trouble with erasing, and you can see that it's kind of spazzing out at times, so accuracy has certainly doubled. So you can see making shapes, it's much quicker on the newer device, whereas on the previous one you have to even do it 2 or 3 times for it to pick up what you're doing. On the previous generation you have a t-shirt, that's not very intuitive, to do the graphs. We'll open up a musical graph here. A downside of this device as well is that these don't have pressure sensitivities on these devices. So what you're going to have to do is choose the weight and the thickness of the pen every single time you want to change it, because it doesn't have any sensitivity whether you press hard or press lightly. So looking at these side by side, the quality on the previous generation is actually a lot cleaner and smoother than the 2017 edition. Tapping in the center brings up different we've gone too far. Brings up different options. We're not going to go through all these. There's so much here. We're just going to look at the actual pinching and zooming and everything like that. So there is no pinching and zooming on the previous gen. You will have to use these zoom in, zoom outs. So after you click it, it does take a little bit of time to actually do anything. And then you can see,
if at all,
yeah, on certain PDFs it actually won't do any sort of function, and you can see how slow and sluggish this is. It's not even reacting. Whereas on there you go, it's finally did some zooming.
It finally caught up.
We have full pinch and zoom capabilities on here. You can zoom in, zoom out very, very quick. You can long press on bodies of text, and you can do all the same things you can do on an ebook. You have all the text, you have keyboards, you have dictionaries. This is it's not too PDF friendly. This is definitely more for the note-taking experience. You can see that you tap things twice, nothing happens. You zoom in, nothing happens. So it is a night and day difference, just the processing speeds on both of these. They're both very, very nice, but you have to go through so many more steps on this in order to navigate to make notes, and there being no touchscreen, it makes the thing really, really tough to deal with when your only way to interact with this device is not cooperating.
We saw, putting these side by side, that for the most part the Max blows away the Card S. So we've heard our opinion. Let's hear yours. Drop a comment below. Let us know what you think about these two e-readers. If we've missed anything in this comparison video that you would like us to explain or do a future video about, also let us know. For GoodEreader.com, my name is Michael.
This is Peter.
Everyone, take care.